Contact, sir. Plotting now. In the gravimetric hologrid of surrounding space, a contact appeared on the edge of the field. Data points began to scrawl as they were determined: speed, mass, acceleration, the typical metrics. What? Who would dare? We have seized and proclaimed this asteroid mine my right of might as our looted claim, protected and defended with lethal force per our acquisition charter. Don't they know we will attack? Send a challenge. Try to identify these interlopers. Sending now, ouch. Yup, it is confirmed human, sir, the comms tech said as he pulled his headset off in distaste. Already? How could you tell so quickly? There wasn't really enough time to... The comms tech flicked a switch and the human's classical music song War Pigs was blaring over, amped on the speakers. The air raid sirens had just started. It remained a mystery how they managed to get the sound to over-reverb any speaker it played on, to thrum the space around it with that horrifying sub-audible distortion pulse. Oh, I take it that damn song is blasted out across all frequencies? Yes, sir. Standard human electronic warfare whiteout jamming practices. They are looking for a fight and are doing the very opposite of keeping any of it a secret. The captain didn't want to admit to the chill that ran down his spine, nor the grudging respect for their particular no-mucking-about way of spaco-politics. But he was prepared for this, was expecting it. The humans would not just let a pixie dust endorphine crystal salt mine slip out of their hands. He knew there would be a standoff at some point. He just didn't expect it to be quite so immediately. Red alert! Overcharge the accumulators for hotshot particle lances and prep the torpedo swarm macropods for resonant shatter pattern detonations. If they want to fight, well, they've got one today, he proclaimed proudly in his practiced motivational speech, proud to see his crewmates in the CIC hop in their seats in suitable nerdy eagerness and silence that damn music. Copy that, sir, and we will try with the music, sir. The captain knew that damned song seeped out of everything and was near impossible to completely silence. Proximity sensors, turbolift door sensors, servo motors, literally everything that can receive an EAM signal and make a noise was da-dumming along with that insidious beat. It was literally everywhere, in everything. Damn the human Psy-War department. As the captain cranked himself into his command chair with its many straps in preparation for high-G maneuvering, he ratcheted his eye-stalk Oculus into place to receive direct CIC data during the upcoming battle. Do we have a visual yet? Have we scanned for any of those damned limpet creepers? Scans are clear for the stealth limpet drones, visuals just rendering in now. The captain adjusted his Oculus a bit as he prepared to focus intently on this human threat. Let's see what we've got here. Is it a battle barge? A party crasher jump mini carrier? Or one of those, huh? Well, that's a weird one. He fidgeted with the Oculus, taking zoomed in and rotated views of the approaching ship. It looked to be a freighter without any cargo containers, but the captain wasn't going to take that fact lightly. There were many horror stories of human Q-ships that looked like common freighters, but were actually pop-up turret ambush convoy escorts. Indeed, this freighter showed the typical human light-point defense weaponry festooned all around it, that were laughably anything but light or merely point defense. But something was weird about it. Can we confirm the center of the ship is empty? Yes, sir. The typical cargo and tankages are missing. There is only hull framing spars connecting the fore and aft sections in wide arcs. I don't get it either, sir. It's right in the center of its mass, just empty space. That's got to be ponderous to maneuver around like that. It must be constantly off balance. Well, shipmates, we look to be fortunate this day. Not a warship, just a freight hauler, prepared to engage. As the ships closed on each other, the captain grew concerned. Something was nagging at the back of his mind, but he couldn't place it. Is the human ship still on intercept? Yes, sir. Moving directly towards us. Steady vector. Ha! Their captain must be new at this. Such an easy target. Ready the spinal railguns. And fire. On its way! The captain winced as he noticed the railguns didn't fire simultaneously, but rather with that damnable da-dum of the human song. Did it get into that as well? The captain checked the scanners looking for the explosion. Nothing. Miss, sir. No joy. How could they have missed? The large ship was side-sliding directly towards them, full broadside presented, and it wasn't evading. Crap luck then. Torpedoes in range, full salvo, fire. The cloud of really nasty torpedoes sped away. Those self-guided torpedoes never missed, fully capable of turning around and attacking again if they ever missed, which was rarely. He eagerly waited for the fireball that was enough to wipe out a tanking battleship. But nothing happened. No fireball. They should have struck by now. What by the purple blazer is going on over there? Is it a fake? An illusion? Their ship was rocked by a flail chain. A nasty piece of work. A piece of heavy shipping chain had stuck the ship at considerable velocity, ripping a wavy, jagged hole into the hangar decks. He imagined it was a real horror story down there. All of the attack and bomber drones, repair Waldos, mining and hauling minicraft in ruins. So no, not an illusion. Good thing it was unmanned during a red alert. Evasive maneuvers, all main batteries free to engage, fire at will. The human ship was coming into view. All of the fire from the captain's ship converged on the human ship. How could it possibly? There were no confirmed dings of a successful hit. They were all missing, yet they were getting struck in return. The lead hose human point defense macro-particle accelerators were beginning to reach, waving tracery lines of destruction wherever that pencil-wide stream of fast-moving lead found itself. The captain knew it wasn't a literal laser of lead hitting them. It's just that the human gun put the bullets so close together that effectively, his idle thoughts were ripped away as a lead hose skittered across the CIC viewport window, blasting it out and throwing the CIC into vacuum for a moment before the blast doors slammed shut, sealing the window. They were close. Too close. Their PD guns will tear anything to shreds given time. Condition black. Fire everything. The sound of hundreds of gun positions firing as fast as possible thundered through the ship. The captain tried to not notice the guns' musical similarities, and got a good look at the human ship as it pulled up next to his ship. Point-blank range. And the captain finally saw the empty hole in the center of the ship. The empty calculated center of mass of the entire structure, of course. All of the fire was aimed to shoot directly through it. The torpedoes were circling it still, repeatedly threading through the large open gap in their eager fury. How could they have been so stupid? The captain scrambled in desperation with the ship's system controls as he heard the distinctive sound of breacher charges in the decks below him. Override! Override! Manual override! Manual control? Oh, where is the stupid option? A voice cleared his throat from the back of the CIC. The captain looked up from his searches to just then notice every crew member was standing with their hands raised over their eye stalks. You know, Captain Sir, manual is actually a human term. Manual, ancient Greek or something for of man or by man, heck, I don't know. Probably speaks to why your system don't have it though. But anyways, order the ceasefire and stand down to surrender your ship, sir, before this gets ugly and somebody might actually get hurt.